Okay, so research design is about plan. Okay, plan about what? Plan of mainly on the data collections. Okay, data collections, and then measurement. Okay, and analysis. Okay, analysis of data. Okay, uh, okay, in order to answer the research question lah. Okay, jadi different type of design itu it is will determine how you are going to collect your data, and then what type of measurement. Okay, and then okay, data collections, mainly dua-dua ni lah. Okay, data collection and measurement, three, data collections, measurement, and analysis of data. Okay, so all the three uh, particulars ataupun task, okay, that involved in the research itu ditentukan is designed by this research design. Okay, so kalau kita tengok experimental design and non-experimental designs. Okay, so in term of data collections, for example, kalau eksperimen itu ada dia punya cara dia sendiri. Okay, for example, maybe we have to look into how you control the depth, the variables. Okay, the way of controlling the variables. Okay, so and then how to collect the data, and actually you have learn in the kalau tak silap you belajar research apa experimental design ke. Okay, so you dah belajar RCVD, CRD, you belajar experimental design. Okay, jadi dia ada proses dia, okay, yang tersendiri in term of how the data collected. Okay, mestilah randomly collected. Okay, kalau experimental design itu, so and then how the random itu you conduct. Okay, randomization you conduct. Okay, based on the random number. Okay, ada spesifik lah yang lebih kalau experimental, but non experimental mostly dia tak perlu sangat randomization itu tak perlu complicated sangat lah. Okay, so that's how the research design itu yang to determine that to determine the three ni. Okay, the collection, measurement, and analysis of data. Okay, so the three tasks, okay, will determined by the research design you do that you are use. Okay, okay, so so as stated here, so we have kalau experimental design actually ada chapter dia tersendiri. Okay, chapter lain yang kita akan more on detail what is the experimental design about, and in this chapter kita more on the non-experimental design lah. Okay, ada jugalah sikit tapi on experimental design, but mostly yang ni lah kita discuss. Okay. Okay, so now non-experimental design. So in non-experimental design, so we have exploratory. Yeah. Okay, we had exploratory, descriptive, correlational study. Okay. Okay. dalam ketiga-tiganya ada pula jenis-jenis dia lah. Okay. Okay, so what is the exploratory research? It's designed to better understanding the nature of problems since very few studies might have been conducted in that area. So something that maybe okay yang masih baru lah. Okay, maksudnya the problem is still new in happening in the populations lah. For example, coronavirus kan. So kita tak ada sangat maklumat. We don't have a better understanding on the coronavirus, for example. So we need exploratory research in order to uh, to investigate the characteristic of the coronavirus. Okay, so to understand the characteristic of coronavirus. So that's how exploratory research is conducted lah. Okay. Jadi ini example yang lain lah. Okay. But the keyword is something that we don't still not understand the characteristic of the problems. So we not with that cases, so we have to use the exploratory research. Okay, to get more information, to get more understanding, okay, of the nature of something lah, of the problems lah. Okay, itu simple exploratory. Okay, but in so mostly kalau kita nak mostly exploratory research ni biasanya dia punya cara data collection dia tu mostly general lah. Okay, mostly general. Okay, you just understand the problems, the nature of the problems. Jadi tak perlukan maksudnya nak kaitkan di antara variables. Okay, okay, understand how the something is the nature of something lah. Okay, macam mana berlakunya di suatu benda itu, okay, daripada tiada kepada ada. Okay, okay, jadi itu just exploring mengetahui ciri-ciri suatu benda. Okay, tu contohnya the kind of the example of the objective, contohnya to identify the characteristic the biasanya identify, okay, to identify the characteristic of the coronavirus contohnya, okay, ataupun to identify the level of satisfaction, the level of agreement. Okay, itu dianggap sebagai exploratory research. Okay, you nak tengok, okay, to see, to investigate. Okay, tapi kalau you dah tengok contohnya objektif to identify the effect. The effect itu is more on the experiment lah. Okay, the effects. Okay, to identify the factors, itu pun exploratory lah. Okay, exploratory, nak tahu apa factors. Okay, okay, so it's exploratory. Next is descriptive research. Okay, so descriptive research, apa dia? What is the descriptive research? Is designed to describe the characteristic of variables of interest. Okay, describe the characteristic of variable of interest. So mostly kita nak tengok pada variables. Okay, okay, mostly kita nak buat For example kat sini, can be used for estimating, predicting and examining associative relationship. So kita boleh gunakan untuk this characteristic. Kita boleh estimate, predicting and examining associative relationship. Okay, so we are estimating. Okay, for example you nak apa nama ni, you estimates. Okay, to estimates, to predict, okay, to identify, to examine. Okay, you punya objective is about estimating, okay, predicting, okay, okay, examining the associations, okay, perhubungan di antara tu, to predict. Okay, jadi in descriptive research, okay, we have two types of descriptive research, which is cross-sectional studies and longitudinal study. Okay, so cross-sectional study is also known as one-shot studies. Okay, a study that conducted once lah. Okay, data collectionnya tu once saja, sekali, once, only once, sekali tu je. Okay, typically involves conducting a survey of sample of populations, elements at one point in a time, perhaps over a period of days, weeks or months. Maksudnya once in a time itu tak mestinya dalam satu hari lah. Okay, it's maybe takes a period of days, okay, in a weeks, how in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and maybe involve of months lah. Okay, process nak buat. Okay, nak collect data. So depends on the population to be covered lah. Okay, kalau population kita tu besar, so maybe it takes time lah. Okay, kalau small population mungkin maybe just short period of time. Okay, maybe 2 days, 3 days, weeks. Okay, jadi itu cross-sectional study. Okay, tapi you conduct hanya sekali sajalah. Okay, kalau data collection itu sekali saja. Okay, on the same person, on a person. Okay, on the respondent. Okay, you collect itu sekali pada orang kita punya pada responden kita lah. Okay, so useful because it provides a quick snapshot of what going on with the variables of interest for our research problems. Okay, jadi a quick snapshot. Maksudnya we take the data ataupun we investigate, okay, on the variables on that time lah. Okay, okay, ini kalau just melibatkan data, maksudnya research itu just to see the variables on that time. Okay, how the variables interactive ataupun associated each other. Okay, on that time only. Okay, okay. So about longitudinal study, an investigation that involves taking repeated measure over time. So we are measuring a person ataupun respondents, okay, repeated measures over time. Okay, we do repeated measures over time for every single respondent, okay, ataupun every single objectives lah. Okay, object or every single object lah. Okay, we take maybe 2 times, 3 times, okay, at least 2 times, 3 times, okay, or maybe more lah. Okay, okay, depends on the objective that you are. Okay, so in longitudinal study you can see the pattern of change. Okay, kalau snapshot you tak boleh tengok the pattern of change lah. Okay, change of the respondents itulah. Okay, for certain populations. Okay, so we can see the change from day to day, year to year, okay, month to year, month to month, atau week to weeks, okay. Okay, sebab kita ambil collect data itu from the same person, okay, by times lah, based on maybe equal interval times, okay. Okay, take more time and cost, of course, because uh, we have to collect two times lah. If we for example, we in cross-sectional study, we maybe spend 2,000 ringgit, but in longitudinal study maybe it can more, maybe 4,000, for because we are, kalau yang ni 2,000, longitudinal 4,000 for two times. Kalau maybe nak collect two times kan, jadi berlipat ganda lah, okay. Sebab you kena balik, okay, ambil data tu, okay. You have to follow up the every single of the respondents, okay. And then it is useful for conducting trend analysis, tracking changes in the behavior over time, okay. Because of what? Because we are collecting the data, okay, over times, okay. So we can see the trend, okay. We can see the trend for each of the correspondent kita lah. Okay, the trend, the changes, okay, in the behavior over times, okay. For example, we are looking for brand switching, okay, how the process from one time to another time, okay. The people is switching, how they are switching, okay. Okay, level of awareness, okay, turnover, and so on. And monitoring long-term effect of marketing activities, market share, pricing effects, okay. Jadi actually the okay, data, as we can see here, this is the data collection, right? Okay, as I said earlier, okay. The design of analysis is the design of the research will be determined the data collections, of course. So for example here, okay, if you are using the cross-sectional, you're just taking the data by once, okay, once only. But in longitudinal, you have to collect data more times. So that is the difference. And also the data analysis, okay. Maybe this is you just using the simple statistics, okay, correlations, regression analysis, okay. But when you are going to the longitudinal studies, okay, you have to use maybe the trend analysis, okay. Uh, Mostly dalam for example di multivariates, for example, okay. Kalau yang ni maybe just univariates, but for longitudinal you are using multivariates, okay. But also there's analysis maybe univariates lah, okay, macam trend analysis, okay, univariates, okay. Tracking changes in the behaviors, ini multivariates, okay. So because you are looking into the a numbers of variables simultaneously, you analyzing number of multivariate data, okay, multivariables, okay, and then you analyze it simultaneously, okay. Also in the monitoring long-term effect of marketing activity. So that's the difference, okay. Data analysis, the data operations, okay, and measurements, okay. Measurement dia berbeza, okay. Okay, so this is the example of the you can see lah, you can check, okay, on your notes, okay. So this is example of the longitudinal, okay. You can see this is the trend, okay, years by years collected the data, okay. You have the total here, okay, and then collected by years, okay. So this is actually the longitudinal, okay. So it is defer to the so this is the For example, difference. Okay, this is example of the data collected from from cross-sectional studies. Okay, so relates between the schools and number of students who contracted dengue fever. Okay, so this is another variable. This is another variable. So they relate. Okay, the researcher is trying to relate between the two variables. Okay. Okay. And then this is cross-sectional also. Okay. Try to relate between the schools, the two type of schools, and the characters of the family contracted dengue fever. Okay. Uh, okay, type of dengue fever contract. Okay, contracts. Okay. So this is relationship between the two variables. Okay, and then another one. This is uh, this is not the longitudinal. Okay, this is still in cross-sectional studies. Okay, relates between the school type of school and then the age of the respondent. Okay, ataupun dengue fever patients. Okay, okay. So this is also the cross-sectional studies. Cross-sectional studies. Okay, this is another cross-sectional studies. Okay, and then this is um, and then cross-sectional study. Okay, so difference is data is collected. Uh, so this is the study longitudinal employing quantitative research methodology. Research because will be developed actually a refinement and expansion of the instrument used in so this is actually longitudinal. Kenapa longitudinal? The pattern and trend of youth culture are fundamental concern of policy. Behavioral pattern. Okay, from 1996 to 1997. Okay, so itu yang membuatkan dia longitudinal studies. Okay, so the others study design is cohort study lah. So cohort study is also known as panel study. So panel study, cohort study, you study the cohort, okay, by cohort. So this is actually you need to the study is involved of collecting data from time to another time. Okay. Sekejap. Okay, so another type of study is cohort study. So it is also non-panel study. So panel study actually is a type of longitudinal study, but the difference is you have to collect more variables lah. Okay, panel study ni dia collect many variables in one time. Maksudnya every time data is collected from the respondent, it will involve many variables. Okay. So okay, after that, when the researcher do follow up on the same respondents, okay, the same variables will be collected, okay, which is involve many variables lah, okay. So that's why okay, it is called as a form of longitudinal study, but it is involve many variables lah, okay. So mostly it is used in medicine and social science because the cohort is followed through times to assess their later outcome status. Okay, so sometimes maybe okay in medicine, for example, you are following you collect data for certain respondents. Okay, you do maybe observations. Okay, you observe the respondents at least more than one times lah. Okay, in order to see the patterns or the changes when you are maybe giving the treatment to the respondents. Okay, for example, you giving the medicines. Okay, okay, to the populations. Okay, to the respondents. Okay, and then after a while you follow up the respondents in order to see how the respondent is reacted to the medicine. Okay, how they are how the process of healing, for example. Okay, jadi itu maksudnya that's why dia panggil longitudinal study, sebab you have to follow up. Okay, maybe one second time or maybe third time. Okay, so itu why it is it's called as a form of longitudinal study, because we have follow up. Okay, called study. Okay, okay, so also in social science juga. Okay, especially in the behavior. Okay, you are looking into changes of the behavior. Okay, someone's maybe now we are investigate the behavior, and then after sometimes maybe you have to uh, follow up looking for the changes in the behavior. Okay, in the attitude, for example. Okay, okay. So it is social science. Okay. Okay, so apa dia cohort? What is a cohort? A cohort is a group of people who share some common characteristic or experience within a defined period. So actually a cohort is a people who share some common characteristics. Cohort, see? They have some characteristic. Characteristic of what? Based on what we are interested to study lah. Okay, for example, in medicine, for example, you take a cohort of people who smoking to see their uh, lung health. Okay, lung health. Okay, okay. Contohnya kesihatan lung dia orang tu lah. Okay, from one time to another time. Okay, for example. Okay, so dia common characteristic. So common characteristic dia adalah the smoking characteristics. Okay, smoking behavior. Okay, for example. Okay, they have a smoking behavior. Contohnya for the maybe heavy smoker. Heavy smoker, you are looking into cohort of is heavy smoker. Now you want to see the the lung progressions itu after they are in the cohort of heavy smoker. Okay, so you need times in order to see the changes. Okay, Jadi itu sebab tu dia panggil longitudinal, so that you have to follow up. Okay. Okay, let's say now you are investigating the smoke heavy smoker. Okay. Okay, and take the data, and then maybe after some times in the future, okay, you take another data from them, and then compare the data, okay, between the two times. Okay. Okay, compare the difference. Okay, so it is called as cohort. Cohort itu adalah they have the same common ataupun same characteristic. Okay, so this is example. Those who are born in 1988 form above cohort those who leave school in 1976. Okay, okay. Those who live in school in 1976. Okay, those who are born in 1988 form above cohort those who live in school in 1976. For example, okay, cohort SPM 1998 1919 kan, cohort 1979 cohort student in 2020 contohnya sekarang kan. Okay, student yang living di schools on 2000 lah, okay, 2020, okay, 2020. So now maybe you're interested to see how the SPM ataupun the the coronavirus pandemic ini can affect the the apa the academics of the person who taking the SPM in 2020 lah. Okay, for example, so maybe you take scene in now, okay, the behavior, okay, dia punya apa nama motivation, and then maybe after sometimes in the 2021 you take another data from them, and then compare the results. Okay, okay, so itu cohort. Design of choice for studying the risk factors. So we have to choose, okay, the risk factor. Okay, when we are doing the cohort study, okay, there are some risk factor yang kita kena determine in order to see the changes. Okay, okay, biasanya kita nak investigate risk factor ni lah. Okay, how risk factor has been affecting the changes in the behaviors of the respondent ataupun the cohort itu sendiri. Okay, so ada choice. Okay, we need to determine the choice apa the right choice of the risk factors. Okay, okay, okay. So mostly dalam cohort study we have to identify risk factors. Okay, okay. Biasanya tujuannya adalah untuk identify risk factors ni lah. Okay, risk factor. Okay, apakah yang menyebabkan orang berubah daripada 2000? What is the factors that change the people in 2020 to compared to the 2021? Okay, okay. So mesti ada risk factor that you have to identify. Okay, risk factor maksudnya macam factor lah. What is factor? So dipanggil sebagai risk factor. Kalau dalam in medicine, medical research, okay, it is called as risk factor. Okay, risk factor. Okay. Kalau dalam social science, it's just factors lah. Just factor. Okay. So for example here, a cohort study will be the investigations of a cohort of smokers and non-smoker over time to estimate the incidence of lung cancer. Okay, so smokers and non-smokers. So ini adalah cohort kita yang kita kena kaji. Okay, and then look into the incidence of lung cancer based on times lah. Okay, among the smoker and non-smoker ni. Okay, and you compare the so maksudnya sini kita punya our risk factors is smokers and non-smokers. Status of smoking itulah. Okay, our risk factors. Okay, another example is given here. Cigarette smoking as risk factor for stroke death in Japan. So sama jugalah risk factor for stroke. Okay, cigarette smoking. Okay, adalah risk factor. And then dia kajian dia itu is by collecting data from men and women, men and women. Okay, in baseline 1980, follow up for 14 years. So every year dia ambil for follow up for 14 years. Okay, and then collecting the data every years. So 14 times lah collected the data. Okay, so itu cohort study. Okay, and then another one example of the cohort study is other study design is case control study. So what is case control study? Subject with disease case. So case is matched with subjects without the disease. Okay. Okay. So match between case and control. So dia okay, dia matchkan, okay, antara orang yang ada disease and without disease. Okay. Okay. Based on what? Based on age and locations. For example, so ini example lah. Yes, age and location. It can be any variables lah. Okay. So depends on the what factors maybe yang kita boleh identify. Maybe here yang dia identify risk factor adalah age dengan locations. So dia tengok pada orang yang ada sakit dengan ada yang tak ada penyakit. Okay, dia matchkan menggunakan age and locations. So maybe dia matchkan kedua-duanya based on for one mungkin maybe yang ada disease 18 years, ada disease pun yang tak ada disease pun 18 years. So matchkan the results. Okay, and location dia lah kat mana. Okay. Okay, so itu case control study. Okay, this design is very common in clinical trials, mostly in clinical trials. Okay, clinical trials ni mostly benda-benda yang contohnya ada treatment lah. Okay, you give the treatment to the person with disease and without disease lah. Okay, bagi ubat. Okay, ini pun a form of longitudinal study because we have to follow up. Okay. Okay, so for example here, association between dietary fiber and cancer, the case control study in Malaysia. So dia ada, okay, dia nak tengok kesan fiber between dietary fiber diet fiber ni, okay, dengan cancer. So they match between conducted among 100 newly diagnosed cancer patients admitted to the radiotherapy oncology wards hospital. A total of 100 control matched with cases of age, sex and ethnic origins were selected. So they are matched menggunakan umur yang sama, okay, jantina yang sama, and origin ethnic yang sama. Okay, so they are compared. Okay, but they are giving the dietary fiber lah. Okay, okay, dietary fiber. Okay, And then another one is example case control study on the association between environmental factors and the occurrence of acute leukemia among children in Klang Valley. Okay, ini pun case control. Okay, sama macam tadi. Okay, 120 case subject. Okay, age below 15 years and diagnosed with acute leukemia in HUKM scale between. And then 100 also 128 all control subject with children the same apa variables lah. Okay, match menggunakan the age. Okay, the age below 18. Ini pun below 18 juga. Okay, yang ada case adalah below 18, without case also below 15 years. Okay, so that's how the case control study is conducted. Okay, another one is another two lagi before after studies. The before after studies. Okay, ini biasalah. Okay, before after studies. Okay, giving the same the outcome is observed the same individuals on two separate occasions under different exposure ataupun di treatment, okay, circumstances or using different methods. For example, before and after studies. Before tu you measure, okay, you collect data dia, then you bagi treatment, okay, on the maybe separate occasions, okay, apa nama ni, and then you compare. Okay, okay, before you bagi treatment and after you bagi treatment. Okay, you observe. Okay, ambil data dia. Okay, okay, then maybe you buat lagi satu kali, banyak kali lah. Okay, on the others respondents. Okay, many respondents, maybe with different type of methods. Okay, sebelumnya you maybe now you giving the Panadol. Now the next you giving the Panadol soluble. Yeah. And then also the next will be different. Okay, so itu before and after studies. Okay, okay. And then last one is pair match studies. Yeah, the units considered in the study are not individual item but pair of individual selected according to common characteristics such as age, gender. Okay, the pair may be in the form of natural pairs such as twins and siblings. Pair matching is common in cohort studies. Ini macam case and control studies lah. Okay. But pair match ini bukan kita anggap control, ada control, ada yang apa nama ni, ada case dengan ada control, bukan so it is taking the data from the match, okay, from based on pair. Okay, okay, you are selecting, you are considering studies not individual item but pair. Okay, based on pair lah. Okay, collect data based on pair. Okay, kalau yang case control itu dia ada you pair kan, tapi they have different status lah. Okay, case dengan control. Tapi yang ini pair kan saja. Okay, then collect the data. Okay. So it is also cohort studies. It's common in cohort study. Okay, you pair matching itu adalah cohort study juga. Okay. Okay, the next is so kita dah habis di non-experimental. Now we move to the experimental design. Experimental design. So we have actually one sajalah experimental design ni lah, satu, tapi banyak jenis lah, macam-macam jenis cara nak handle lah. Dia many different type of experimental design that we are okay, based on what type of experimental design yang kita conduct lah. Okay, actually there are some different type of experimental design yang kita akan discuss in the next chapter lah. Okay, so what is causal research? Okay, causal ni experimental design lah. Causal, okay, also known as causal study. Okay, experimental design is also known as causal study. Okay, designed to provide information a potential cause and effect relationship. Okay, cause and effect relationship. Okay, kalau sebelum ni you tak boleh kata between the two one variables affecting another one variables. Kalau previous design, okay, you cannot see the cause and effect relationship because of what? Maybe sometimes we don't have the control. Okay, control on the maybe factors itu. Okay, okay, tak ada control lah. Okay, for example the age, okay, tak boleh control. Okay, the behavior, okay, contohnya, okay, you tak boleh control. Okay, jadi kalau eksperimen ni mostly kita boleh control. Okay, so that's why we can see the kalau result yang kita dapat itu, okay, we can see the cause and effect relationship. Okay, okay, so itu perbezaan antara experimental and non-experimental. Okay, provide you information on potential cause and effect relationship. Okay, saya bagi contoh lah, when you are conducting research ataupun experiment in the lab, okay, actually you can see, okay, how the one variables can affecting the another variables. Okay, sebab apa? Sebab you will control lah. Okay, the variables. Okay, kalau dalam memang of course kalau you kaji the behavior itu memang tak boleh lah. Okay, sampai bila-bila tak boleh control. But okay, when you are giving the treatment, yang mana treatment is you can control. Okay, actually it is the keywords dia sebenarnya adalah controlling the variables itu. How you can control the treatment. Okay, and the process, the process of experimental is conducted. Okay, kalau you control suasana dalam buat research itu, so that's maybe research itu dianggap sebagai cause and effect relationship. You can identify the cause and effect relationship. Okay, so that you ada full control, you have a control. Okay, at least control lah. Okay, so ada pula perbincangan, dia ada discussion on the control. What level of the control level of the researcher towards the treatment. Okay, okay, the treatment itu. Okay, ini kita bagi. Okay, kalau kita low control on the treatments, maybe the cause and effect itu mungkin boleh dipersoalkan lah. Okay, okay. Sometimes maybe the analysis mungkin dalam ni kita boleh gunakan regression analysis. Also in the non-experimental design, you can also use the experimental design. You can also the regression analysis. Okay, tapi in term of to say that one variables is affecting another variables dalam non-experimental you tak boleh kata macam tu. Okay, sejauh mana dia effect. Okay, kalau X berubah gini, Y akan berubah gini. Tak boleh. You tak boleh cakap macam tu. Okay. Okay, you just expecting. You just can expect. You just based on maksudnya statistical analysis, you boleh berkata macam tu. Tapi in reality dia tak boleh. Sebab apa? Sebab you tak ada full control. Okay. Okay. So itu bezanya di antara non-experimental dan experimental design lah. Okay. So the experimental apa-apa saja, contohnya the values itu, okay, you boleh kata X ini akan meningkat, Y ini akan menurun, apa, the Y will be increasing when X we increase about 2 point something gini, okay. Okay, Y will increase when X we give uh, the increasing is about 2 point something gitu, okay. Jadi itu maksudnya experimental design, okay. Maksudnya kita boleh specifically letakkan peningkatan Y itu disebabkan oleh peningkatan X sebanyak macam ni. Peningkatan Y sebanyak macam ni, okay, adalah disebabkan oleh peningkatan X sebanyak macam ni. Itu dalam experimental. Tapi dalam non-experimental dia tak boleh macam tu. Okay. Okay. We just say the coincidence. Okay. Coincidence saja. Okay. Dalam non-experimental, it is about mostly based on coincidence saja. Sebab itu kita katakan correlations. Correlation is about coincidence saja. Okay. Okay. Berubahnya Y itu adalah berubah Y, okay, sebab apa? X akan jadi macam Y akan jadi macam ni, okay, apabila X macam ni, okay. Macam mana explain lah? Maksudnya memang tak boleh kita katakan antara Y dengan X itu saling affecting lah, okay. X affecting Y, okay. In term of relationships boleh, okay. Bila X meningkat, Y pun akan meningkat. Apabila X meningkat, Y akan menurun. Boleh, tak ada masalah yang itu. Okay. Okay. But how much secara detail itu, okay, apa nama ni, how much the Y affecting X affecting the Y itu secara detail, dia tak boleh cakap. Dia tak boleh nak kata macam tu lah. Yeah. In an experimental design. Tapi dalam experimental design boleh. Okay. Cause and effects relationship. You can see that every single values increasing in the X will affecting itu dalam experiment, you boleh state in the experimental saja. Okay. Okay. Jadi itu beza dalam experimental and non-experimental. Okay. Most practical in marketing talk about associations. Next, the most practical in marketing to talk about association or impact of one variables on another. Okay, dalam in marketing lah. Okay, so in marketing kita boleh juga buat eksperimen. Okay? Eksperimen kita, for example, we do experiment on for example the billboard, okay, the price, okay, itu adalah treatment kita. Okay. Jadi towards how yang akan mempengaruhi how the people behave on the treatment yang kita bagi atau factors yang kita bagilah. Okay. Jadi factors itu kita boleh tukar-tukar. Okay, kita ada full control. So price tadi, okay. Tapi kalau something yang tak boleh control is not experimental lah. You buat research yang variable U adalah semuanya uncontrollable variables, meaning it is not experimental design. Okay, apa-apa saja eksperimen, research, okay, when you are dealing with variables sama ada Y and X, okay, ataupun dependent and independent, okay, yang uncontrollable, okay, that means you are actually conducting non-experimental designs. But when you are dealing with the treatment ataupun factors ataupun X, in which it is controllable, and an experiment and when you are conducting the research, you control that variables, you intend to control that variables, meaning that you are actually doing the experimental design. Itu beza dia. Okay, kalau dalam sometimes mungkin ada juga yang controllable variables, but okay, dalam research itu you tak control pun. Itu bukanlah automatically bukanlah experimental design. Okay, there are many variables. Yang ada variables dalam non experimental design, contohnya actually there are many variables yang controllable variables juga, tapi because it is when researcher is not intention dia is not just it's just observing, okay, rather than controlling, okay, therefore it is not experimental design. Okay, but if we have the controllable variables and you need to observe, and also you need to control the x itu ataupun the factors, therefore it is actually the experimental design. Okay, you are conducting experimental design. Okay, so itu beza dia. You have to apa namanya, differentiate lah between the two. Maksudnya keywords dia control and uncontrollable variables tu lah. Okay, kalau our variables mostly uncontrollable variable, of course itu sudah jadi non-experimental design. Kalau variable kita semuanya ataupun factors kita itu controllable variables and we intend to control that variable, okay, sometimes maybe ada eksperimen you ada controllable variable, tapi you tak ada kehendak pun untuk control that variables. Jadi itu still in non experimental. Tapi bila nak control the variables, okay, you ada controllable variables, and then memang you control dalam bila you conduct research itu, you control the variables, therefore it is experimental design. Okay, jadi so this is example. We can divide into two types of experiment, okay, which is you can conduct in field experiment or laboratory experiment. Field experiment and laboratory experiment. Tahulah laboratory experiment apa dia? Lab, dalam lab. So lab itu tak semestinya yang ada bahan-bahan kimia semua tu kan. Buat you buat models dalam lab, itu tak. Lab dalam lab, even kelas itu dianggap sebagai lab juga. Okay, you create a class, okay, and then maybe kalau educational research contohnya, okay, you buat berkaitan dengan educations, okay, so you try to buat eksperimen dalam kelas, ataupun buat dalam kelas, and then you give contohnya method of delivering the knowledge, okay, ataupun teaching methods, okay, there are so many difference of teaching methods. There are many types of teaching methods, okay. So our treatment adalah teaching methods. So how a student is reacted, how the students get the knowledge yang we are try to deliver to the students. Okay, itu pun lab, dianggap lab. Tak semestinya dalam kelas, dalam lab kimia, lab yang buat models, okay, and so on. Itu laboratory. Okay, field experiment, something that kita conduct experiment in outside from the lab, okay, in which we conduct by using for example the nature, based on nature, okay, natural environment, okay. Natural environment ini adalah non-contrived, Istilah dia. Okay. Natural environment. Ada juga laboratory experiments conducted to establish cause and effect relationship in an artificial environment. Okay. So artificial. Biasanya dalam lab kita buat artificial lah, benda-benda yang contrived. Okay. Artificial benda-benda yang kalau istilah lain yang ni macam fake lah, benda-benda yang fake. Benda tiruan lah. Okay. Yang gunung yang besar itu bagi kecil, kereta yang besar itu kita bagi kecil. Okay. Okay. Dalam lab tidak ada yang serial original yang biasa dalam in real life lah. Okay. Almost they are doing models. Okay. Buat models. Okay. Jadi bila masuk dalam the real situations, barulah dia buat the original size. Okay. Buat bom contohnya, buat bom, dia bukan buat bom betul-betul bom yang macam digunakan masa dalam perang tu. Yang dia buat yang kecil-kecil je, letupan kecil-kecil gitu. Okay. Kalau tak hancurlah lab kan. Okay. Contoh. Okay. So field experiment dengan laboratory experiment, ataupun maybe you buat field experiment, you buat billboard. Okay. Kalau buat marketing kan, so gunakan billboard. Okay. Billboard kecil, billboard besar, mana yang memberi kesan, okay, kepada campaign, suatu campaign. Okay. Ataupun you buat packaging. Okay. Itu pun sebagai packaging of the products contohnya. Okay. And then suruh the people's beri comment and so on. Ataupun maybe you put in the certain store kan. Okay. So how many people to buy this kind of packaging of the products, and compared to the different type of packaging products. Okay. Okay. So you compare. So itu eksperimen juga. Okay. Sebab treatment you adalah packaging yang boleh control. Okay. Okay. So this is example, you boleh tengok. Okay. Eksperimen ini. Okay. Okay, in research, macam saya kata tadi, there are certain level of interference. Okay, interference maksudnya what is the level of interference of the researcher itu towards when they are conducting the research lah. Okay. Okay. Conducting research itu how they are level of interference, especially when they are collecting the data lah. Okay, when the researcher collecting the data, so there certain level of interference, okay, can be made, okay, on the different type of research lah. Okay, for example here, okay, minimal. So for minimal interference, okay, correlational studies which are conducted in natural setting require minimal research interference. Just correlational studies. For example, you just buat benda descriptive research, cohort studies, So itu semuanya adalah minimal, okay, minimal interference, okay. Kita punya maybe when we are conducting, especially bila kita buat interview, okay, mungkin adalah sikit-sikit kesannya tu. Contohnya kalau kita buat interview kan, okay, so interference kita terhadap data collection tu ada. Okay, contohnya mempengaruhi orang tengah memberi jawapan kan, tengah kita minta jawapan daripada dia, okay, you dah belajar dalam data collections how interview can affect the respondents punya answer lah, ataupun response, okay, the respondent response towards our questions, okay. Itu dianggap minimal, dia tak besar sangat. Okay. But there are some interference. Okay. Okay, for moderate and excessive interference, okay, mostly ada when you are conducting the studies yang is made to establish cause and effect relationship. Okay, involve varying degrees of researcher interference with natural or controlled setting. This mainly due to the manipulation of variables during the process of experimentation. Mostly memang kalau yang banyak interference ini kita control variables lah. Okay. So kat mana yang saya sebut just now? Okay. We are controlling the variables of the factors. Yes, in the experimental design. Kan. Mostly kita dalam, as I mentioned just now, okay, we are how to the difference between the non-experiment and experimental. In experimental, mostly we are controlling the variables. Okay, the factors lah, the treatment. Okay, the treatment itu kita mostly control it. So kalau itu control, maksudnya kita ada moderate to excessive interference, right? Yeah, itu yang kat saya interference. Interference maksudnya kita yang control lah. We are controlling the variables, the process of conducting the research itulah. Okay, conducting the experiments ataupun dan experiment. Okay, so moderate and excessive when we are conducting experimental design research. Okay. Okay, so maybe this one kita discuss in the next. Ada lagi ke? Tak apalah, explain lah sini. Sikit lagi ni. Okay, unit of analysis. Why is unit of analysis? Okay, the unit of analysis refer to the level of aggregation of data collected during the subsequent data analysis stage. Uses of unit of analysis will evolve from the research questions. Okay. Sekejap Sekejap. Isyap jangan main situ lah. Okay, what is unit of analysis? So it is unit of analysis refer to level of aggregations of data collected during the subsequent of data analysis stage. Issues of analysis of units of analysis will evolve from the research question. So it is it's kind of unit analysis itu adalah Isyap turun. Okay, unit of analysis is about something that we can determine. Okay, it is how we analyze the data. Okay, which yeah, kejap. It is about which group the analysis will reflect. Itu maksudnya unit of analysis is which analysis which analysis to be reflect to. For example, maksudnya which our analysis will be reflecting whose, reflecting whom. Okay, to whom the analysis will be reflect. Itu maksudnya when we are conducting research, when analysis, okay, or interpretation or conclusion kita itu will be reflect who. Okay, is it the respondent itself, a group of the respondent, or it is in terms of organizations, reflect to organizations, or reflect to the contohnya ni diets. Ada empat ni. So it is our analysis, okay. The will reflect to individuals or groups or diets or organizations. So that's why the definition here, okay, mentions about the issue of analysis will evolve from the research question. So from the research question actually. So dalam research question itu dah disebut kepada siapa sebenarnya kita nak ni. Okay? To what extent the effect of contohnya the effect of image, okay, corporate image effect, to what extent of the, for example sini saya buka annotate ni, okay, for example saya bagi research question sini, RQ, to what extent the corporate image affect the customer loyalty. Okay. So kalau kat sini, this is our corporate image. Okay. Okay. And then this is customer loyalty. Okay. So you are analyzing what? The company itself. Okay. The individuals, organizations, or based on diet tadi lah. Okay. Jadi itu sebenarnya units of analysis. Analysis kita tu kepada siapa? Individual. Okay. We're reflecting individuals, organization on. Jadi kalau kat sini, you can see here, customer loyalty. So apa dia? Customer loyalty, individual, groups, or organizations. Okay. So this is actually the individuals. Okay. Our analysis is reflecting the individuals, not company, organizations, groups of customer ke, tak ada. So it is customer loyalty, it is individuals. Okay. Reflecting the individuals. Okay. So itu maksudnya yang dimasukkan sini lah. Issue of analysis, unit of analysis will evolve from the research questions. Okay. You can see it, okay, in the research questions. Okay. Jadi you faham ke what is analysis, unit of analysis? Okay, so we are analyzing what? Okay, and the conclusion is reflecting who? Okay, is it customer? Is it company? Is it organizations? Is it group of respondents? And so on. Okay. Jadi we have 4 types of unit of analysis here. Okay, individuals, groups, diets, and organizations. Okay. So individuals, for example, ini dibagi each medical students in control and experimental groups from. Okay, so this is the statement yang kita boleh katakan bahawa in this research, they are using unit of analysis, individual unit of analysis. They are using individual unit of analysis. And then this is another example 10 ini, unit of analysis, which is groups. Okay, so we can see here. Okay, refer to the example as above. Let's say that the study is interested compare if there are difference in organizational agility between small and medium manufacturing firms and large manufacturing firms. They compare. Analysis of cost, ia dia akan dapatkan data based on organizations. Okay, so dia akan tengok kepada data itu in the form of organization data, bukan individual data, kan? Okay, so analysis pun dia akan tengok pada organization itu sendiri. Okay, how the organizations uh, organizational agility itu. Okay, you are not looking into the response from the individuals. It is from the organization. Yang mungkin agility itu maksudnya apa dia agility? Semakin menurunlah dia punya production and so on lah. Okay, dia punya production dia lah. Contoh in term of production lah. Okay, ataupun dia semakin ni lah, semakin menurun lah dia punya tu lah. Okay, agility dia tu maksudnya semakin tua, tahu lah semakin tua production and so on itu semakin mengecil lah. Okay. Okay. So kalau kita cakap pasal organization agility is mostly based on organizations punya performance, not the individual performance dalam organization itu. Kita tengok pada organization itu sendiri. So itu organization agility between small. Small ini banyak. Okay, banyak. Maksudnya small manufacturing firms. Maksudnya banyaklah small manufacturing firm ni banyak dalam bentuk groups lah. In term of groups of small manufacturing firms, okay, yang mana dia nak tengok organization agility, okay, of the whole small ni, the small manufacturing firms ni. Ini groups dan di compare dengan medium, okay. Ini adalah groups of manufacturing firms, okay. Group of manufacturing firm. Group dia apa dia? Small and medium, okay. Jadi itu unit of analysis kita adalah two groups, okay, groups. Our analysis is based on unit of analysis. The unit of analysis here is using groups, okay. Okay. Diet pula is about so diet sini the two person may be classified as a diet when intimate face-to-face relation have persisted over a length of time sufficient for the establishment of discernible distinguish between of interacting personality. Hence the dyadic studies ini in term dyadic ini adalah pair lah, list pair, okay. You analyze by pair, okay. Okay, so for example sini this paper is investigating our Australian exporter and importer from Australian and importers, how Australian exporter and importers in Japan and Malaysia rate their current business relationship and areas that need improvement. This area will investigate term of case of 5 state business to business relationship between from the literature. A series of 25 in-depth interview with Asian importers and Australian exporters about what constitutes a satisfactory trading relationship development from dyadics perspective revealed that unless the early stage have been properly completed, the consequence dissatisfaction in such relation can be attributed primarily to the communication problems emanating from neglect in the early stages. So there are in this research they are analyzing by pair. Okay, pairnya adalah between Australian dengan Australian exporter, okay, with the areas was investigated. Australian exporter and importer in Japan and Malaysia rate their current business relationship and areas that need improves. Meaning that you nak relate di antara kedua-duanya dan relationship itu yang you nak buat conclusions. So maksudnya based on dyadic itu, how dia based on the pair itu di antara Australian exporter and exporter and importer in Japan and Malaysia. Okay, between Malaysia and Japan, okay, kedua-dua ni okay, dipairkan dan tengok pada performance dia kedua-duanya. Okay, okay, dia analyse based on pasangan, berpasangan, how dia maksudnya for example sini dia punya performance dia, okay, between the two, okay, okay, tengok pada performance between the two groups, okay. Bukan dia tengok satu-satu. Kalau tadi yang group small and itu group lah small kan, okay, and then apa nama ni, medium. So dia analyze based on groups small and medium. Okay, dia asing-asing dia punya tu, dia analyze. Okay, apa nama ni, small line, okay, medium line, dia punya result lah. Okay, but this one, okay, you bagi dia dalam bentuk maksudnya you analyze bersama, okay, exporter ni importer, okay, you analyze, okay, how they are performs, okay, bersama-sama. Itu adalah dialectics, okay, by pair, okay, performance kedua-duanya dalam bentuk hubungan kedua-duanya itulah, okay. Okay, exporter dan importer, Australian exporter and importer, okay. Okay, kalau tengok interview with Asians importer and Australian exporter, okay, about what constitute satisfactory trading relationship, okay, trading relationship dia buat, okay, di antara Asian importer dengan Australian exporter, okay. So dia analyze bersama-sama, okay. Results itu based on the pair ni lah, okay. So relationship, okay. So conclusion kita from this relationship lah, okay. Okay. Kita analyze berpasangan, okay. Kalau yang atas ni group lah, base group, okay. Small you analyze, medium you analyze, okay. Okay, you dapat satu saja, ini ada dua, okay. Okay, okay, ini satu, maksudnya you satu value sajalah, maksudnya in term of relationship between importer and exporter, okay, satu analisis, okay. Tapi you analyze the two data, okay, by pair. Okay, diadik itu pair lah, okay. Exporter dengan importer dengan exporter, Asian importer and Australian exporter. So values dia tu ataupun conclusion itu on the two you buat conclusion kepada kedua-dua ni, okay, kepasangan dia ni, berpasangan, okay, on the two pair, on the pairs ni, okay. You punya results itu, conclusionnya itu based on the pair, okay, hubungan kedua-duanya, okay. Okay, boleh faham unit of analysis diets, okay. Ni organizations, okay. Kita tengok performance organizations, okay. Organization agility, okay, for information technology or information technology acceptance on organizational agility. Okay, organizational, ini organization lah, organization. See? Okay. So dia tengok pada organization lah, keseluruhan satu organization. See? Of a firm ability to be an agile competitor. Okay. Macam performance organization lah. Okay. Okay, so that's all. Ada soalan ke? Any questions? Ada soalan? Yang lain ada? Okay, so boleh bacalah. Kalau tak ada, kalau mungkin a bit blur, okay, about what I have explained just now, you can search, cari. Okay, you have to, okay, pandangkan we do the ODL ni, the contact between the lecturers and the students is a bit limited. Okay, so you have to search, okay, from any sources in order to get some maybe clarifications what I have mentioned just now lah. Okay, so make sure you have take the attendance, okay, that I given the link here. Okay, kalau yang tak datang tu sila ni lah, tak payah tak ni. Yeah, next week akan ada assessment lah. Okay, assessment. Saya akan bagi tahu lah prosesnya macam mana, assessment tu macam mana. Dalam bentuk apa? Assignment ke, okay? 1 hari ke, 2 hari ke, 3 hari ke. So, okay, dia akan beritahu lah. Minggu ni saya beritahu. Okay, ada lagi nak tanya? Okay, so kalau tak ada, kita itu saja untuk hari ini. Selamat berbuka. Selamat berpuasa dan selamat berbuka. InsyaAllah. Okay. Doa-doa lah masa nak berbuka tu, doa-doa yang baik-baik. Okay. InsyaAllah semuanya baik. Okay, doakan saya jugalah. Okay. Doakan semualah. Okay. InsyaAllah. Okay. Assalamualaikum. Sama. Okay.